Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of the Money Garden. And today it's Wednesday, Woman Wednesday. Boy, my favorite subject to talk about, right? It's really my passion. And more importantly, specifically, what are we going to talk about today is actually women empowerment. So with that said, I want to start out with a definition, first of all. What is women empowerment? Nowadays, we hear it everywhere. And there's so many movements, and it started out of the Me Too movement, right? And just a lot of movements, and women are speaking up more, and that's amazing to see. I really love that a lot. But I notice also that based on different movements, whatever movements there are out there, smaller or bigger, right? There's always sometimes it feels like it has a different connotation or a different approach to it. Or some people think, believe it's an area of business, and some people might think it's an area of how we view ourselves, our self-image. Is it the weight? Is it the height? Is it how we look? Some people use the media, whatever. There's always a different connotation. So with that said, first of all, let's just start with the definition. What is women empowerment, right? So according to the definition, the women empowerment is, and I'm going to read it for you guys, right? So the process in which women elaborate and recreate what it is that they can be and or do and or accomplish in a given circumstance that they previously were denied. For example, right to vote, right? For a long time, women did not have the right to vote. They couldn't vote. Now we can. Right to go to school. For a long time at the high universities, girls were, or females were not, and I don't know exactly the dates and the statistics, but I'm sure it's easy to find it and research it, where they were universities where they're all men about 100 years ago, right? So right to go to school, right to work even, just having women go get a job, that was something that for a long time women were not allowed. Their job was to have children, take care of the household, cook, take care of the kids, take care of their husbands, right? And they were not allowed to go to work, have a career, become independent. The more modern rights, a right to divorce. Even that, it's a right that we had to fight for as women, because for a long time, a woman would not have had that option or choice to divorce her husband if she wanted to. In fact, even when we go way, way back, there was a time in human history when a woman was considered the property of her husband, right? To hold a certain job, a certain career, for example, like the tech, usually as we know it, or any of the sciences, for a long time, it took a long time, and we still have a long way to go for women to hold a prominent place in some of these careers. So on and so forth. So women empowerment is basically allowing a woman now, or having the right, a woman having the right to do certain things that's in a certain circumstance that previously she was not allowed to do. Well, so that's the definition. So with respect to so now what do we do with it? What does that really mean? Where are we going as women with it, right? So that's really going to be the question, I think, because the law, according to the law, now are there small pockets of humanity or small pockets of nations or cultures, right, that they're still were not there? Of course. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about specifically America right now, right? The law protects all these rights for women, right? So the question really becomes, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with all these rights? And there was a time when, like, we used to burn the bras as a symbol and all of that. But I believe that that's not where we want to go with it. I think where we want to go with it, we want to use this right to really this woman empowerment movement, is we still have a long way to go, even though by law these rights are protected. But when we look at some of the statistics with respect to business and leadership, we still see a big gap. Why is that gap and what the solution is, those are whole other episodes, and it's a whole other conversation. But I'm going to share with you guys just a couple of statistics. Big business, for example. The Fortune 500 companies, you guys know what Fortune 500 means. It means the top 500 companies in America. And I'm not sure exactly if it's in the world. I know for sure it's in America. I could be wrong on it, but it's top 500 companies, right? So then when we look at it, how many female CEOs? Guys, 24. Only 24 out of 500 top companies are females. That accounts for 4%. 4%. Would you say that we still have a long way to go? And again, I'm not saying that men are holding us back, or whether we're holding us back, or why the reason. Right now, I don't want to go into analyzing the reasons why, and then more importantly, what the solution is. This is just a fact. I'm just sharing with you guys just to kind of give you guys an idea of the baseline where we're at right now. So 4%, only 4% of the top 500 companies, which is big business, CEOs are held by women. So that's a really, really a long way for us to go. For example, government, right? Congress. In Congress, well, there are 500, Congress, what is it? The House, also known as the House, right? There are 535 representatives. Only 127 of them are women, you guys. And that may have changed because these were for a while back, so I know these Congress seats, they change, but the very latest was 125, which is 23%. 23%, so that means still 75% are still men. So is there room for us to grow? For sure. In Senate, the Senate, so in Senate there is 102 senators, right? The Senate holds 102 senators, 2 senators per state. We have 50 states. I know before somebody tells me that we have 51 and then we have Hawaii. In general, I'm saying 50 states. Point is, we have 102 senators, right? And out of the 102 senators, only 25 are women. So again, that's barely at 25%. And the Supreme Court, the highest, right? Only 3 out of 9 judges are, Supreme Court judges are women, which is 33%. So we are certainly not even close to being anywhere near balanced or halfway there, let alone, you know, suppress it. And even if we did suppress it, nothing wrong with that. The men were suppressing us for all these, you know, thousands of years. So my whole point is this: let's understand that women empowerment is already here, you guys. We have the right. We pretty much have the right to do anything we want to do. Now, whether we believe that we do, I think that's a whole other story. In my opinion, that's the reason I think we hold ourselves back more than having held back by men, for example. But that's a whole other story. But I didn't want to put this out there. I just food for thought, right? Please think about this. Women empowerment, it is already a right. We have it, you guys. We have it. We can do anything we want to do. But we have so much way to go, long way to go. And I think we have to start believing ourselves that we can do anything we want to do, right? So that much on women empowerment definition, and just gave you guys a little bit, just a few statistics with respect to big business and government, to let you guys know we have such a long way to go. So thank you so much. I hope this brought you value. Hope that it gives you some food for thought, right? Maybe it planted some seeds. Maybe you start thinking about it. Maybe you start thinking about within yourself, within your own life. What can I do to take advantage more of all these rights that I have now as a woman? Like nothing practically holds me back anymore. So if I'm not a little bit further to where I want to be in whatever that is that I want, career, life, maybe it's time for us to ask the question internally. Maybe it's time for us to look in the mirror and understand why, and more importantly then figure out, okay, these are the reasons, okay, what are the solutions? Focus on solutions and maybe start taking that step forward. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys like always. Please like, comment, share, and I will see you guys next time.